Cassie, come on. Cass, come on. This is tears. The girls often pinch each other's. There's some one-upmanship because they can be jealous if you pay attention to one.
Yeah.
It's the other one will often whack the one you paid attention to.
Oh. Does your dyslexia affect any cooking other than,
Yes.
I guess, reading recipes?
Yeah, I can read, but there's a whole lot of stuff listed. Yeah, I have trouble, and it affects here. These knobs control. They don't agree with the way I would have done it.
How would you have done it?
Well, I'm not sure, but I'm always one out, so I always have to check. So
probably not a good idea to put plastic spatulas on the
correct
thing while you've got it turned on.
Yeah. I know those two. Yeah. There has been incidents. They're absolutely short. And what I was thinking of today, because it's cold, I was thinking of this is a nice warmy.
Yeah, nice.
And I wasn't sure whether to have white or the black cashmere somewhere here.
Black goes with everything.
Yeah. Yep.
But so does white.
It does.
That's what you're going to be eating.
That's exactly what I thought. Oh, bit me. So I thought that was that. A couple of coats underneath and a couple of layers underneath. The thing that's me in a vampire.
Oh yeah. A great shot.
That was a publicity. We set the ejection seat up really high, as you can see. That's the thing.
So you're in the plane at the moment.
Yeah. The windscreen's about there.
Wow.
And
it's a real Top Gun shot that one.
That's me when I was about 24.
Cashmere.
Yeah.
The love of cashmere has not changed over the years.
Very paddable. Yes. And my hair was a little bit more. No, it was never.
You're a very tidy human.
What, my combed hair?
No, your whole look. Very tidy.
Oh, thank you. I always, when I look at that photo, I thought if I had known now what I did then, and taken the hormones and everything, then I would have been pretty happy. Because then my shoulders grew out to these big muscular.
My realisation that I was trans sort of came about like around the same time me and Rach started sort of dating. And because of my quite religious upbringing, not only was I not told a lot of stuff, but like, being gay and all sorts of stuff was, pretty much condemned by my church and family and all sorts of stuff. So not even having not even hearing the wording or having the sort of knowledge made it really sort of hard to sort of figure all that out, because it was like, I'm, strongly sort of drawn to this person, but not even being able to identify what those feelings actually were. And things like that. Yeah.
I didn't even know trans men existed.
Yeah.
Really? I vaguely knew that trans women existed, but
The first time I'd seen anybody who was transgender, I was watching a 60 Minutes special and I was 9 years old. and I got the concept straight away. So when people don't get it, especially like adults, like Lockie's family, for example, it really frustrates me because I was 9 and I got it and I was like, okay, yeah, they're a woman now. Like, cool. That's fine. Yeah. They're happy. I don't understand why they're arguing about stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
When I was a little kid, I just thought you were told you were this, but you didn't feel like it. I was like, okay, I told you this, but nobody identifies with it. You just... But then I realised that was me and not everybody else.
Yeah, you kind of almost growing up thinking that, everyone feels the same way as you do.
Yeah, everyone feels like that.
It's like, wait, no.
Lockie made this for me. I think we were in year 12. He ran up, I don't know, a couple of flights of stairs and was like, I've got something to give you. And then he just disappeared and then came back and was like, I made you this. And I'm like, that's really cool. So I used to wear this like every single day. I've kind of stopped wearing it only because I don't want it to like wear too much because I just liked it. But this is when we were at senior. So that's before like, we got together and really like expressed how much we like liked each other and stuff.
My mum wasn't too happy about it, but I went and caught the bus anyway. So literally got off a 14-hour flight back from the UK, still feeling jet lagged and stuff. I was like, got on a bus, went and saw her, so we hung out at the park. And that was a shot we took. It's a little bit dark, but we set up Rachel's camera on like a timer, and we took some photos.
We joked about like getting married, and then I think it started off as a joke, and then it was like we handled it really seriously, and we took it very seriously. We're like, okay, we're gonna go find clothes to wear, and we're gonna get this dress, and we gotta, find a place to get married, and we'll get like a cake mixture and bake a cake for like the wedding cake, and we'll do all this stuff.
Because we were both still unsure, about how either one would react and all that sorts of stuff, and my main home situation and things like that.
To us, it was real. And when we came out together as a couple, we would tell people we got married because at the time, Lockie hadn't come out as trans and the marriage equality hadn't passed.
We could be married by now. We could have had a house deposit or, things like that. Paying for surgeries and things isn't cheap. And another thing we're going to have to pay for is having a family as well. So it's kind of like, we're trying to plan out and go, okay, well, we want to get married first. That's first on the list. Then we want to get a house deposit, and then we're going to look at having kids.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, have a nice afternoon.
You too.
Good luck with your assessment.
Thanks, bud. I love you. Can you send me that text message if you did the...
Yeah, I'll do that right now before I go. I'm like, otherwise I'm going to get there and I'm going to forget. So...
And I'll forget to ask later.
That's all good. It's just like a really, really, really brief, like, dot pointy
That's alright.
thing. Copy. I'm just going to send it to your messenger.
That's okay.
Where's your name?
So we had a place that we hired. It's an Airbnb.
Yep. Yes.
Because I didn't know that I was trans, so I just didn't understand why I was, why would I be envying Rel getting ready, and why am I, all the things in my life, that I felt and longed for, didn't understand why, and I just thought, no, it's weird. Stop thinking it. They were the sentiments that I felt, and so that just makes you feel crap because you don't understand that it's not weird. It's actually perfectly normal when you're a woman. You want to be a woman.
See, I never went through. As I said, I never got on with men. Even now, they'll talk to me. Oh, you were a pilot. How does that part of the jet engine work? They'll ask them, right? You raced motor cars. What did you? As soon as that subject was over, there was never anything about me. It was just always
all the things that you were doing and the environment that you're around. Yeah.
So so even young, I never tried to prove that I was a bloke. And with dyslexia, you tend to try and make yourself invisible anyway, even though it wasn't, I knew there was something wrong.
Check out this new belt I got yesterday. Oh! Op shop find. Jeez! and this one. I love this one.
Oh, yes.
This one goes really nice with my burgundy pants.
Yes, yes. Oh, that is very nice.
And this one.
Oh,
I got 3 belts yesterday. This one, still got the tag.
yep.
$129 recommended retail. Guess how much I paid?
$5.
$1.
And let me. It's close.
Yeah, it's
yes.
close. So there's a teal green and a teal blue. This is the teal blue.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like them both, but
Yeah.
they don't go well together.
Yeah.
You gotta be either wearing teal green or teal blue.
Hey, that is an impressive belt.
Isn't it? I don't know what I'll wear it with yet, but I
Real
thought it was
diamonds.
too good to pass up for $1.
$1.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure about it with the pink shirt underneath.
No. I didn't want to
This
show
is
off.
very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice, yeah.
You want to show off? Why not?
I'll try it without my pink. Oh, you'll see all my failed patches.
What do you think about leopard? Is that
Oh,
somebody will appeal to that?
yes, they will. Yep. Okay, here we go.
So look in the mirror.
Oh,
Not that bad.
it's not that bad. No. 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 It's actually not that see-throughable as you think, is it? Do you think?
I can see right through it, yeah.
Well,
That doesn't
shucks.
mean it's bad.
Yep. Yes. The sleeves, it's the same old story. When you've got long arms, you spend your time pulling the sleeves down a bit. That's not. Yeah. See, that's a size 10, and the only thing wrong, no, you think it's.
Well, that's why the sleeves are probably a bit short.
Yeah. I hated coming back because the old thing of hiding,
Yeah.
because back then gender dysphoria, it just wasn't even talked about, you know, so it's the old.
Yeah, well, I didn't even realise what it was. Like you sort of know something's wrong.
Wrong.
but you don't. There's no words or language to.
No. And my mother, whenever I wanted to talk feelings, my mother always used humiliation and a bit of, you know, be a man. Whatever that is, yeah.
Even for cis men,
Yeah.
sends the wrong message.
Well, I did it to my son. Because my father did it to me.
Yeah.
I passed it on to my son. Which I feel terrible about now.
What did you do?
The be a man thing.
Ah, yeah.
I thought that was the best thing for him, you know, to survive in a heteronormative world. And I guess deep down I knew in my feelings that all my troubles from my childhood and my teenage years stemmed from me being feminine. And I didn't want that for him.
And because obviously I had the wrestle of my faith and all that sorts of stuff, I was like, well, I just need to sort of go talk to someone. And I knew that the minister's wife, one, wouldn't blab to my mum about it, whereas I'd had one of the other ladies that I'd done mentoring and stuff through, that she and her had told each other stuff that I'd said to them sort of in confidence. But anyway, and because she hadn't dealt with this sort of situation before, she didn't really know what to do. She got back to me, Christian counsellor down in Melbourne, who was a marriage counsellor, not actually a trained psychiatrist in the way, or, you know, to deal with this sort of stuff. It was like, you're a marriage counsellor, and that was basically a qualification. But because, you know, her religious view and all that sorts of stuff was very much in line with the Presbyterian and my church at the time, because we didn't tell them that me and Rachel were in a relationship, because I wanted to keep separate. I didn't want them to use me being in love with Rachel and vice versa as for them to excuse it as to why I wanted to transition and things like that. So I was trying to go, I just want to talk about my gender identity. I want to leave, relationship and other stuff out of it, because this is what I want you to focus on, because I know you're going to try and twist it. And which they did anyway. They still were like, I think you and Rachel are, because of your closeness and stuff like that, you think you've got to do it for all these sorts of reasons and stuff. In their head, they don't understand the concept that when you're transgender, it's a part of who you are. It's not behaviour, it's not anything else sort of thing. But for them, that's how they sort of see it. So they're like, you don't need to present socially as a man to be able to dress in male clothing sort of thing, or to have your hair short. You can still be comfortable with being a female and wear blokey clothes and things like that. And I'm like, yes, I understand and I get that concept, but that's not what my experience is. That's not who I am.
You wanted to follow that path, and I was there to support you. Even though I didn't believe in any of the crap they were talking about.
Yeah. And a part of me was like wrestling with, do I go, do I not? So I thought, well, if I do this myself, I'm going to be more in control of it than if I wait for mum and dad to find out and then for them to find somewhere for me to go and things like that, or to try to guide me into going to a place that they would want me to go, if that makes sense. So this way it was like, I'm making this decision. I'm going because I'm choosing to, not because I'm being told to. I was very much, I felt, very whole structurally wise, forced to go because of all of my upbringing and belief systems and all that sorts of stuff.
If I was the person I am now, being more grown up and not being 19 and being so scared of things, would definitely have been like, nah, we wouldn't even be there in the first place, but but I would have been, I really wanted just to leave. I was like, nah, that's it, we're done.
Yeah.
As soon as you started crying and they didn't do anything to console you, like I consoled you. And I had to ask them to leave the room for a minute so I could just talk to you and make sure you're okay. So angry at them. If you weren't with me, I probably would have gone and killed myself, because I was very heavily suicidal after that. Complete breakdown in the session and everything. I just shut down. Oh, God. This is the letter that I actually gave my parents when I came. This is my basic coming out letter. Okay. You lie down. God, the paper's really white. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read this. It's brings up difficult emotions. Because the reason why I did a letter in the first place was because I knew that I wouldn't be able to explain or really talk about it properly to them. Not only because I knew I'm
once I'd said it, I wouldn't be able to get a word in edgeways. But it is something that I struggle with. I think it's because the emotions around it are quite intense. And it's something I struggle to deal with. Yeah.
It's okay, Tigger. See, us ladies can do this. Absolutely we can. Tigger, it's wind. It's wind. Yeah. Very demanding. Hey, all right. Yeah. And someone just said, it was so low key, just said, "Oh, you remember Shambles?" And I said, "Yeah." He was never in the squadron that I was in, but he was on the base, and you always ran into them. "Oh, well, he's come back from Cathay." No, I forget what they called him then. She is transgender. Oh yeah. And there was no reaction, amongst them. And I felt like saying, well, so am I.
But you didn't do it?
I didn't, because I thought, I'll probably never see him again.
Right.
But yeah, some regrets later. I was thinking, there's a couple of people, I should have told, yeah. Robbie, she, her. I'm from Mount Macedon.
Good on you, Robbie.
Sarah, she, her, they, them. Originally Melbourne, and live locally up here now.
Thanks, Sarah.
I should say Kyneton, sorry.
Good to see ya.
Oh, no, yeah, I'll try that on. I'll try it on next. I just want to look in the mirror. No, it will look a bit funny. I've just got this on for warm.
Oh, it's got long sleeves.
You cold-blooded animals.
Yeah, it's like
I feel cold.
Do you want to try it on?
So do I. My hands get frozen.
Yes.
So don't doubt.
Oh, that is fiery.
Subtle. You're so subtle. For some reason, I'm still worried about flammability.
Don't worry about minor little thing details if you're flammable.
Yeah, so redheads match and Venice. So we're at the I think the redheads match icon has hair like that.
Sorry, I am too. I saw you standing away there and
There is a
okay.
fire extinguisher.
Just, safety.
Oh, do you?
I'm finished.
I love that.
Just need that reassurance.
That suits you. Yeah. That looks great. It really does. Yes.
I think it's your colour. I think it's your colour. This is so amazing.
I should have taken that off. But I'm not sure. It looks really small, doesn't it? That fits perfectly.
What you and what I meant.
That sits like that, doesn't it? That's that book.
It looks amazing.
I'll put my nervous bracelet on. This is my pacifier.
Are you going to get a wig or are you going to go for...
Oh yeah, I'll try that. Doesn't look like me anymore, does it?
It looks fabulous.
I put my sticker there, but I think it slipped a bit. Oh, let's have it. What do you think?
I like it.
Yes. Yes. Oh look, we can go through. Yeah.
Oh my God, amazing. That's fine. But otherwise, it'd be like, you know, as part of our report or like to promote future, like, you know, kind of promote this event and stuff. I don't mind.
That is amazing, Robbie. How do you feel?
Feels amazing. So you just stand over there and we'll get you to...
And this is warm.
Yeah? That's some more?
Let me check my out.
I love it. I can feel that 1 kilo of pizza.
I'm not sure if I want the area. One sec, I'll go to the bathroom.
Robbie, she got it on you. Amazing.
Yes, yes.
Robbie, can I take a photo of you?
Yes, yes. Can I have that laugh?
No, I'm so impressed. It looks amazing. We just, I guess, are really keen at the end of anything like this to have a check-in with everyone. Both, I guess we'll go around the circle, both to, I guess, share a feeling from today.
I feel uplifted and curious. So that's very positive. And I zoomed in on a tailcoat and got quite interested in discovering that I knew a bit more about the context for the traditional tailcoat than I had in mind. So that, yeah, just fascinating what we don't know that we know.
What you were saying before, watching people change and transform and having other sides and aspects of themselves come out into the open and be comfortable and go, well, pardon the language here, fuck me, this is also me and I love it. Whereas before, you're not comfortable or wouldn't even consider it. So that's been my greatest joy today, is to actually sit back and watch other people do it. It's actually been a real blessing and a real treasure, and I'm very, very grateful for the experience.
I just enjoyed there's just a nice feeling of sharing and friendship amongst everyone and encouragement to each other. I thought it was good.
Did you make it in the red pot?
No, because you said to use this one.
No, I didn't. I said use the red pot. I said use the red pot. Not the cup, the red pot.
Fine.
Because then it goes around everywhere.
Need to be more direct, Linda.
It's a hazy time, foggy time, isn't it?
Oh, it really is.
Fog.
There's so much bloody going on.
I think I messaged you. I think you got in my car. We were at McDonald's in like
the
city in Bendigo.
That's right. I think I was due to actually go to work, and I was a wreck.
Yeah.
Like I was in tears, and I think I'd rang up work to say that I'm like I can't come in because I'm just distraught. And like I'd already told them the situation. I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to find a place because my parents are leaving, and then my boss basically threatened to fire me. Was like, you know, you need to sort yourself out because you can't keep cancelling shifts and stuff, even though I'm like literally ringing you. I'm having a mental breakdown because my entire world's like falling down around me and I'm trying to, you know, find a place to live, and that's your attitude sort of thing. Because it's like, on one hand I'm like, I really work and need the money, and then it was like, I also don't have the mental capacity to come to work at the same time. So I literally just got off the phone with them and was just, a complete wreck. And then you messaged Linda.
They were more worried about it than I was.
Yeah.
Okay, obviously, because they're going through it, family intolerant. But from my perspective, yeah, okay, great, whatever. Lucky came into the picture, and it just expanded, and that's what, it's like John Lennon, double fantasy. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans.
Yeah.
So whatever you think you're going to do, something comes along, and these buggers come along and change things again.
You actually drove me to Heidelberg for my first appointment at the endocrinologist for hormone therapy and stuff.
Yep, well, I knew where it was.
Yeah. You waited around for was it 3 hours or something it was?
I've got a decent
By the time I got in and got out.
I got a coffee out of it.
Yeah. It's kind of like going through second puberty in a way, because all of a sudden all your emotions and the way that you feel is very different. Your body's going through changes, and you're just you're in a mood, you're grumpy, or whatever, and stuff like that. And she was always just fantastic, because there'd be times when I'd gotten off the phone with my dad and I'd just be so piss mad because we'd had an argument, and he was very much he just wouldn't listen to sort of what I had to say and things like that. So I'd get to the point where I'd end up having to hang up on the phone, because I'm you're just talking at me, you're not having a conversation, you're not listening. And Linda would always come and see me, and she'd calm me down. She's like, it's okay, I understand why you're angry, but you need to calm down, because it's if I had been almost allowed to escalate, that's sort of when violent behaviours can kind of arise from that, because it's if you don't have someone to teach you emotional regulation, when you're growing up and even going through, hormone therapy and stuff like that, it's those bad behaviours can arise, because unless you've got someone to go, calm down, it's okay, and things like that, those things can just escalate and things like that. So she was fantastic, because she was I understand, and why you're feeling the way you are, and that is valid, but you got to make sure that you are able to keep control of yourself at the same time, and things like that. And she was great. She's talked through everything with us, and was just there to listen and support us. She was perfect mentor.
Yeah,
you were really.
They put up with my mess and my dogs.
And you put up with our drama.
And
with
literally
parents.
Yeah, listen to all the bull crap that was going on.
It wasn't bull crap. It was
it was bull crap, because
they were bull
people
crap.
being shitty.
They were bull crap. They were being. I'm a parent as well. When I listen to Lockie's parents, I'm thinking that's not parenting. You need to accept your children wherever they are, even if you disagree, even if they're not Doctor Who fans. You still got to accept them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As hard as it might be that they don't like Doctor Who.
I know. What can I say? Yeah. You know what I mean? You have to. I've only got one gay child. But do we care in the family? Not a bit. Not a bit, because there's no. What is it? There's no. You don't put love in a box. That's love. And anybody outside that square, or circle, or triangle, that's acceptance. Yeah. It shouldn't matter, should it? I mean, it's not. It's easy for me to say it shouldn't matter because I'm not transgendering. But I mean, if you look at all of it, I've seen, like in the 60s and 70s, there was no such word as transgender. It wasn't there in the vocabulary. You had homosexuals, you had lesbians, you had gay people. They were the words that were there back then. There's no word transgender back then. And I just thought, well, okay, whatever. It just didn't bother me. It was nice. It was actually nice.
Oh, was it now? Okay.
Last 50 years, social change, it takes so long to change things. And it doesn't come from government, it comes from ordinary people. And if you look at social history, you look at the, pick the gay movement, because that's been going a long time, right? Longer than the transgender movement. It's been going on. We can actually research it and log it more than transgender, right? You're still at that new stage where you're still trying to get accepted, where if you're gay, you're a lot more accepted nowadays than where you were 50 years ago. It was unlawful. They had laws against it.
Deep down, I can't see much change at the moment for transgender people. There's moves afoot. They've made changes to the Birth Certificate Act, so you don't have to have the operation, you can change your gender, etc., etc. There's these in place, and they're put in place, but the people don't seem to be moving with them, if that makes sense.
And that's after I woke up. I was very out of it, as you can imagine. That sense of affirmation that this is who I am, what I'm doing is the path that I'm meant to be on, because it's the path that allows me to be the true person that I am, and to be able to express who I am, you know, both in my personality and all that sorts of stuff, as well as in my, you know, my physical body and stuff like that, and finding that comfort and that sense of belonging in your own skin as well. You know, like having felt such discomfort and unhappiness with, you know, with your physical body for so long, and then having a piece of that discomfort just gone forever. It's just like, you can relax. It's just like, you know.
You can't come back to the church sort of thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't directly said, oh, because you've transitioned. It was very passive aggressive. It was very much, oh, you know, you're not really coming. Like, we just have to, like, unofficially
remove you from the membership, basically.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, but it was definitely to do with you transitioning and us being in a relationship. Like, oh, we don't know how we feel about having a trans person in the congregation. It's like, okay, well, you're not going to know that they're there, but whatever. Like, I don't even know. None of that stuff makes sense to me because I didn't grow up in a church community that was like that. I knew there were people out there like that, but, like, I never experienced it in my own personal life until I met Lockie.
When I came out in my workplace, which was before, you know, the Marriage Equality Act, because I transitioned in the workplace, you know, everyone there knew. And most of them were all like, you know, we understand, you know, you've got the workplace policies that protect you against discrimination, all that sorts of stuff. They didn't stop me from experiencing it in the workplace and, you know, having to deal with that myself because my manager didn't want to get involved, which is wrong.
Particularly microaggressions.
Yes, 100%. You know, but me transitioning, it's like that brought up those conversations, you know, the people that I worked with for ages were like, you know, we want to hear your story, you know, it's really cool that you've come out there, like, you know, it's really fantastic, blah, blah, blah. They're all really, majority of them were all really supportive and stuff. And then, you know, that's just sort of prompted a few other people to be like, you know, yeah, cool, well, I'm gay actually, you know, or, you know, to sort of kickstart those conversations and go, cool, this is actually something we can talk about, you know, it's not, you know, someone doesn't have to stay quiet anymore.
Okay.
Oh, this is my...
All different
This
colours.
is my patch collection.
Yes.
Yes, all different colours.
I'll show you my, if you ever run short, this is, they're 100 milligram each.
Okay.
So,
But I'd rather not have tablets. These are great because these absorb it. So this is the same patch, 100 milligram.
Oh.
That's the size of it.
Oh, jeez.
I can show you mine.
Yep.
That's it.
Look at that.
That's 100, that's a 50, and that's 25.
I can't laugh.
Oh my gosh.
That's my 100 there. So, yeah, I didn't even know that product existed.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? You don't know, and you take the advice of your GP, and you think that they're giving you the best product for you, but I think that's...
Oh, in fact, I've got a telephone thing with him on Tuesday. I'll ask him about that.
Sorry. Yes. Actually, let's go.
You never meant to carry this.
We're all set to go when you are.
Fantastic. Left side?
Yeah, the left side.
Awesome.
You just
I'll use the there.
You
against
use
the
my,
bench.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. I promise not to get too much of my ass in the shot, yeah?
It's not much of.
Nope.
Sorry.
No, that's alright. Only talking to the camera person.
I'm trying to do an ethical job.
No, thank you.
There you go in there.
Yeah, good. Quite an easy one, this one. So there's times when it can be quite painful, but this one's actually quite nice. So.
Oh, okay.
You're doing a
Do
good
not
job.
say too much in case I...
Oh, no, you're alright.
Yeah. It's a very difficult injection to
It
give,
is, yeah.
actually.
Mm.
So it's really, like, really very painful, is it like that?
It can be very painful.
Because the liquid is quite thick, so it's sort of got to put in quite slowly.
And it's quite a big injection, being 4 mil. That's quite a large thing to inject into somebody's muscle.
Yes.
So. All right, so we need
Awesome.
to make another appointment, and that's 15 weeks.
Over time, he realised and saw that, you know, by me transitioning, you know, it wasn't that I wasn't the same person anymore. And I think that was a huge fear, in all honesty, especially for him, was that, you know, because a lot of people feel like they're losing their child and stuff like that. But I think it took him a while to realise that, you know, this is actually who my child is. You know, they haven't been able to actually be their full genuine self and their full happy self. And now they're finally able to. It was, so he was able to see that this was actually who I am, and that's, you know, he was happy because he could see that I was happy. So I think that helped him to get around the mentality of it all, and as well as, like, you know, the religious sort of side of it, to go, you know, my kid's actually happy, and, you know, yeah. And like he's always said to us, he's like, you know, as long as you're not doing harm to other people or, you know, doing harm out there and stuff like that, he's like, you know, I'm, you know, pretty proud. And
Babe, I washed my blinder last night and fuck.
Oh, I do not miss wearing the blinder, that's for sure. We have 4 here. 3. Yeah.
Ready?
You're doing the thing.
Respawn!
Get him out! No on your right.
Alright, I'll just do...
Banner's in the arm.
Banner on the moon!
No, not you.
I was just gonna say, like,
that
good joke,
I hit her in the arm, and I was like, I don't know. Yep.
Let's got it down, bang, bang.
Go, let's go. I have someone's banner.
have fun.
That's cool. Sweaty hug.
Oh, lovely. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
I've got nowhere to put it. I get a bit of hay fever, so yeah, I'll have to.
Rock!
Just to make it easy. I wish I could hook myself.
Bloody idiot's idea was it for me to wear a corset?
The stuff I put on is, and that's going on, you see.
I'm gonna have that in my head right now.
Come on stage, Robbie. Robbie, I can't look at you. I need sunglasses. Oh my god. You look like a miracle, love.
I thought I'd be a bit more conservative.
a little bit more conservative.
Yes.
Yes. Do you remember we were talking about just that little bit of bling? Just a little bit of bling.
Yeah, that's unusual.
It's got like you know, the first outfit was beautiful, but this is stunning. Give us a good long catwalk. Give us a good long catwalk. Yeah. Robbie is red carpet ready. If I had an Oscar, I would have sort of give it to you, but I don't. Well, maybe you should, I don't know, have you got another change for us?
Yes.
Oh, we're going to get into that. I can't wait to see. Please listen for Robbie.